Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, Jeet Sampat has just started setting Sudoku puzzles, and he sent us this, which is apparently an excellent non-consecutive Sudoku. So we'll get to that in a second, but do have a look at our Patreon site. We are very close now to the reward puzzle for the beginning of October, which will be a Lines pack. We are really looking forward to that. Some extraordinary constructors involved in it. I mean, you will know the names and you'll be looking forward to it if you are a Patreon. Do join if you haven't already. What else have we got going on? We've got, well, Simon's asked for your help in terms of determining what next for the live stream. That's quite interesting to consider. We've got Sam's 6x6x6 Sudoku on Patreon and a solution video for $3 patrons. We've got so much going on. Yeah, I mean, there's all the merchandise and apps on the links under the video. Do give them a look if you want to support the channel. We are always very grateful for any support we get, and we have a lovely community of people commenting and on the Discord server, so thank you for being part of that. Now, Jeet sent this puzzle. It's got fairly simple rules that in orthogonally adjacent cells, like two cells that are touching each other like that, you cannot have consecutive digits. So you couldn't have 6 and 7 in those two cells. For instance, you couldn't have 6 in any of those cells because they'd be adjacent to this 5. Other than that, it says in cages, digits cannot repeat. Now, you normally expect to see a sum in a cage, but I think what we're getting here instead is 9-cell cages throughout the grid. So they are like extra regions of the numbers 1 to 9. So that is what we've got. The puzzle is called Trifecta, which I think is some sort of 3-part bet, is it? I think it is. And do give it a try on the link under the video in our software. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And there are clearly, there's not much you can put in to start with, but there are clearly relationships between, oh, okay, look, down here, look at this cage shape. That is very similar to this box. There are 7 cells in common. Now, the 2 cells that aren't in those 7 cells in this box are 3 and 9. So the other 2 cells in the cage have to be 3 and 9 that aren't in the box, so they can go in there. And that's, look, the same thing is applying in this H-shaped cage here. These ones aren't 3 and 9, so those ones are. And that's applying again up here in this inverted comma, or gonzo, I suppose, as Simon would say. 3 and 9 can't be in these 7 cells, so again they get moved around here. Now that's not a problem, that can be a 3-9 pair, but that sort of runs out here. We've now got 3, 9, 7 and 1 that aren't in those 5. Okay, hang on, let's put them in these cells, 1, 3, 7 and 9 for this peculiar shaped cage. Can't even, Texas maybe. And yeah, okay, so these 2 cells are the same as these 2. It's the same shape effectively as here, rotated round. And it means that these 2 cells obviously can't be in those 7 cells with this 9-cell cage, so they go in here. So I don't know what they are, but that gives us a 1, 3, 7, 9 quadruple here. Oh look, we've got this 8-shaped cage on its side again, so that's a 5-8 pair. And these leftovers here, they must be 2, 4 and 6 in this cage. And they are leftovers from here. We're basically using the law of leftovers all around this puzzle. 2, 4, 6 there. They can't be in these 6. And I've finally realized that if we have, as I think we do, 8 9-cell extra regions, then all the cells that aren't in the extra regions have to be a set of the numbers 1 to 9, and we've kind of proved they are because of this 2, 4, 6 triple. Now, okay, we've done loads of triples and doubles and things. Now we have to start narrowing it down somehow. Look at this cell. Oh, that's lovely. This cell could be an 8. There's no problem with that. It's going to be next to even digits on all sides apart from here where it would be next to a 5. But if it was a 5, what would these two cells be? One of them could be a 2. That's fine. That's not consecutive. But the other would have to be one of 4 and 6, which would break the rule. So that can't be a 5. That is an 8. And our first digit in the grid. And look, this 5 down here can't be next to 4 or 6. So that's going to be a 2. I think I might have to break off to sneeze at some point. We will see. Once that's a 2, these can't be. Those two must be the same because they're not that. There is a 2 in these. Okay, I don't know what else to do next. There are a 5 and an 8 in those cells, but they don't have to be next to each other. Whatever this is must appear in one of those two. That's slightly interesting, actually. That is slightly interesting. Whatever this is must appear in one of those two. Therefore, 5 can't be here, because then it would have to be this digit appearing there next to a 5, and it can't do that. Therefore, 5's not in either of these places, and 5 is in these. Yes! I don't know where it is, but it means that in column 5, 5's in one of those two. And suddenly I do know where it is, because this can't be a 5 next to 4 or 6. So 5 goes in there. This now can't be 4 or 6, and is 2. Wow, that's cunning. That can't be a 5 because it's next to 4 or 6 again. This is clearly a big theme here. So we get a 5 down here and a 5 in one of those two. And maybe that trail runs a bit cold at that point. That was interesting though. I like this. This is, let's have a look at this column. Got 3, 4, 6 and 9 to place. Let's just pencil mark those. Not 2, 3, 4, 6 and 9. That can't be a 3. Oh look, that is a naked single. It can't be a 3 because of that. It can't be 4 or 6 because of this 5. So that is a 9. Did not expect that. This can't be a 3, 4 pair. And that means this cell can't be a 6. Oh, this can't be a 3 because there's a 3, 9 pair in the box. Now this can't be a 5 because it would be next to 4 or 6. That could be the same as this, but it doesn't have to be. There could be a 4, 6 pair. Excuse me, I seem to have to chase off a moth. Hang on one second. Right, the moth has disappeared. I was just looking at 4 and 6 in this column, and that is a great thing to look at. We've got one of the 4, 6 pair in this column. The other one can't be in these two cells because there's already a 4, 6 pair in box 8. It can't be in these two cells because it would be next to 5, so it has to be here. Now I wish I could say it can't be 4, but actually it could be. Those could both be 9. That's perfectly all right. But now we get a 2, 5, 8 triple here. This one can't be 5 because it's next to a 4 or 6. That can't be 2, and that can't be 8. Oh, but that doesn't resolve the triple. Oh, there's some very strange and interesting logic in this. I mean, there may be other ways of doing it, which would be a shame, because what I found has been very interesting. 9 and 9, so we get a 9 and 1 there. In one of those is what I'm trying to say. Now, what about this box? That can't be 1 or 3, so it is 7 or 8. Oh, that moth is back. That's going to annoy me. You'll probably see it drifting across the camera at some point. 7 or 8. Does that help anything? I don't think so. 9 there. So there, 9 is in one of these two cells. Can't be next to the 8. Doesn't look very helpful. Oh, what have we got? We've got 1, 2, 8 and 7 to go in these. Right, let's have a look at that. Those can't be 2s. These can't be 8s. Now this can't be a 7-8 pair, so it must include a 1. Yes, so 1 is not in those cells, and they're a 2-7 pair, and we can take 2-7 out of there. 9 can't be next to 8. That is beautiful, so it's a 1 there. 8, that makes this a 7. This is a 3, and that has to be next to 6s instead of 4s. And suddenly our 4s and 6s are getting disambiguated. That's a 3, that's a 6, that can't be next to 7. Oh, pretty puzzle. 1, 4 and 9, that can't be a 4, so it's 1 or 9. That can't be a 9, so it's 1 or a 4. Ah, moth, go away. So this is 1, 4 or 9 here. Oh my goodness, it's come back to bother me again. Right, 3 there is seeing this cell, so 9 and 3 go in there. This moth is my form of maverick for some reason. 1, 4, it really is bugging me. I'm going to have to stop in a moment and just deal with it. I'm so sorry. This is really irritating me. I'll be back in a sec. Right, bad news for lepidopterists. The moth is no more. So anyway, that will allow me to concentrate. So no 9 there. We get a 9 here. They can't have a 4 in, so that's where 4 is. Those others aren't resolved. 2 and 6 here, they are resolved both by the 3 and the 7. Oh, I mean, the intriguing thing with non-consecutive is it suddenly gets quite easy in some ways. So we've got a 4 and a 5 to put in here, but we've got to keep them separate. So we put the 8 in the middle. Oh, and then 4 and 5 either side. I don't actually know which way round. That can't be an 8 now. 2, 5, 8. Now what? I don't know. Next, right. 5, 7 and 8 in this row. That's 5 or 7, that's 5 or 8. They can't be a 7-8 pair, so this must be 7 or 8. 8, 5, 3, 6, 3, 9, 8, 5, 6. These are from 1, 2, 4 and 7. That can't be 2 or 4 to be next. Oh, it can't be 1 either. That is a naked single. That's the sort of thing we need. This can't be a 1, 2 pair. And that can't be a 2 at all. So there is a 4, I suppose we knew that. 9, 7, 3, 6, 1. That is 5 or 8 because it sees 7 of the other digits. Oh, it can't be 5 because that would make this a 4 and break the rule. So that's an 8. That's 2 or 4. 2, 4 or 5 there. One of those is definitely a 2. Oh, this is 7, just because 7 and 7 there make it a 7. So that fixes 5 and 8. This can't be a 4 now. And now this can't be a 1 because it would be next to 2. So that's a 4. These are from 1, 2 and 9. This must all finish, surely. That's 1 or 6. That's 1, 2 or 6, but actually this is like a 1, 2, 6 triple. And again, 6 must play the chaperone and separate 1 and 2. So 6 goes there, and 1 and 2 go like that. We've got 3, 5, 8 here. This can't be a 5 or an 8 because it's next to 6 and 7. That's the 5, 8 pair. This is a 1, 9 pair. I can't resolve it, I don't think. or that. This 3, 7, 1, that can't be 3, this can't be 7. 3, 9, this has become a 5. 4, that fixes the whole of column 1. Now we've got 1, 4, 7 here. These, I bet these can be done. That can't be 1 or 7. Yeah, that does that. This is a 6. Surely this 3, 9 pair is... It's not touching a 2, a 4, or an 8 anywhere. How weird. Right, no 1 there. 3, 9, or 5 here. 5, that can't be 9. And that, no. 56. Oh, look, this sees a 3 as well. This is a naked single 7. It sees every other digit. Okay. So that is going to finish us off, I think. 1, 3, 7. That has to be a 3 because of the law of leftovers. We've got 4 and 8 up here. Looks like it's working. 3 now in the top row fixes all of those. 6 and 2, we know the order because of that 3. That fixes this 2 and 6. They'd otherwise have been a deadly pattern. This 5, 8's been resolved. That does 1, 9. This is a 5, 9, and 1. So not too bad in the end. I mean, really interestingly patterned puzzle that you can just find your way around the grid carefully. There's probably other ways to get into it. As I pointed out, that triple, maybe that's the trifecta in the title. Those 3 digits had to be the other digits not in, or in the sort of combined but disjointed extra region that was formed by those 9 cells. That's one way. Another way actually is looking, since those 2 had to be those 2, that cell's the same as that. And that's got to appear in whatever cell this was. I could have looked at this originally, I didn't. Whatever cell that is has to appear in this cage somewhere. And because of those 2 cells, it has to appear here. So that might have helped as well. I don't know, there's probably several ways of approaching this. But really interesting puzzle, very good use of the non-consecutive constraint. And thanks to Jeet for sending it. Thanks to you, as always, for watching the channel. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.